Hi guys, welcome back. Tonight I'm going to review the movie for you, Spiral, from the Book of Saw. This is all about a detective who is played by Chris Rock. He plays a detective called Ezekiel Banks, and he's taken on a rookie cop, and he's following in his footsteps of his father, who's played by Samuel L. Jackson. And basically all these crimes start happening, and all these murders start happening against the police, and it's imitating from John Kramer. It's a copycat killer basically, who is copying the Saw killings, and so on and so forth. You know what happens in these Saw movies. Like I said, I'm not sure about this one because it's like they wanted it to be a Saw movie, but they didn't want it to be a Saw movie, so they didn't call it anything to do with Saw, and then they did at the end, and they put the word Saw at the end of the movie from the Book of Saw, so you think it's about the Saw movie, but it's more about like a detective movie, but it's not, because there's some Saw like kill scenes in it with these horrific, gruesome torture trapture things. And yeah, so all you Saw fans out there, you're going to think, oh yes, it's Spiral from the Book of Saw. It's back. They've brought it back to life, but they haven't, and it really confused me. And like I said, Chris Rock is the main character in this. It was nice to see him try and play a different style of character, but for me, I don't think it worked. I don't think he played it very well. A lot of people will probably disagree and think he played it really well, but when he tries to pull a stern face, it just didn't work. I couldn't see it from him. I didn't feel it personally. Like I said, it's called Spiral. You think it's going to be about the Saw movie and another, but it's not. It's like a spin-off movie to the Saw movies, and it's all about a copycat. For me, I thought this was a load of dog poo.
I got some dog poo right here.
And I didn't quite get it, because they kind of kept flashing back to his past and what happened in his past, and it just didn't really fit. It didn't really work. It didn't work for me. I don't think it worked. Like I said, all you Saw fans out there, if you watch this movie, you're going to really think, yes, it's another Saw movie. People are going to get their fucking jaws ripped off and their eyes pulled out. Oh, you've got to do this or you're going to die. There was a few little traps like that in the movie, which was quite cool. And there was a kill near the end, which I thought was pretty decent. But the whole thing, when you watch one of these films, especially the Saw films, you think it's all going to lead back to John Kramer, yada yada yada, and you know what's coming at the end. But in this film, after about 5-10 minutes, for me, I knew who the killer was going to be. It was pretty fucking obvious. You could see it as clear as day. You could pretty much figure out who it was. So it was just a case of waiting to the end of the film for it to finish, really. And it was really weird, because it's like they just jump from place to place. Like they'd be at one place investigating something, then at another place investigating something. And it just, nothing really led to anything. There was no kind of real chase to who you was going after. It was just a bit flat and a bit, like I said, I don't think it was like, I think for me, they put a lot of money in these big budget movies, and they try and push it out there and make it a big blockbuster and just earn money from it, and they kind of lost that. It's lost that passion for being a gruesome, scary, who the fuck is it movie, and they just put some famous faces in it to make it sell. Really, that's how I feel about it. Like you'll see some of these horror movies, you can tell that they were made from real passion, and even the detective movies are made with real passion. But this big blockbuster movie, I wouldn't rate it. Like I said, you all know what I think of it. I said it earlier.
All on side, all up there. Lovely up smelly dog poo.
But yeah, so I'm gonna rate this now. 1 shit, 10 great, For me, I'm going to give it a 2 just because there was a couple of kill scenes in there I did like, but I didn't really like anything else about the movie. Like I said, Samuel L. Jackson, he's same old in everything I see him in. He's got that same voice, and it kind of took that away from not knowing who did it. And like I said, you will find out who did it. If you don't find out who did it, then I'm not quite sure what fucking film you was watching. You wasn't watching the one I just watched. But yeah, this was a bit of a moany ranty review, really. I don't really want to. I'm not going to tell you who the killer is. But yeah, it was very disappointing. So unfortunately, it's a 2 out of 10 from me, which is pretty piss poor. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go now. And if you don't subscribe to this channel, I will put you in a torture trap and play the game. And if you lose the game, it's not going to be good. So you might as well just subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and hit that notifications bell. All right. Ta-da.